the fact that they are even thinking about let's add Odell right now, or they're in on it, I think is just the latest sign of how they feel like they are in fact set at quarterback, and that Odell could be in fact enticed to join Belichick's organization and team and things like that. And Beckham has been on record as being very complimentary and lauding Belichick because Mac Jones is. He doesn't look like a rookie, man. I didn't see that at all. I saw him wait and wait and wait for receivers to clear against the Chargers. He didn't panic. He threw the ball away when he should. That was not a rookie quarterback I saw a couple weeks ago. You got a good story of right now of where Jones is in his development and what the Patriots feel on that front?
He has Mac-toed a little bit because between last week and this week, those were his two least impressive games, really, in terms of accuracy. And I would watch that for this week with Cleveland, too, because the edge rushers from Carolina bothered him, and he had he was accurate, but he did not have a good second half. And I thought that with the Chargers, he was really inaccurate on some throws. You're exactly right. And that's the coolest thing about his development is you see a player like, say, for instance, Zach Wilson throw a pick or two early, and then it's just an avalanche. With Mac Jones, whether it's a bad practice or a bad series in training camp, or it's in the regular season, he has a bad series, throws a pick six against the Cowboys, and then comes back and throws a touchdown. His resilience is ridiculous. But he has, in the last 2 weeks, plateaued just a little bit. He's playing like closer to a rookie than he had been as a 5-year veteran. I'm not nitpicking what your point on the Chargers game was. The way he closed that game was really impressive because he didn't turn into a puddle.
No.
He fixed it. And that's what you need from a young quarterback if he's going to be shouldered with all that. That's why, to me, Rich, the conversation about who the offensive rookie of the year is kind of a non-starter. I mean, it's got to be Mac Jones, no matter what Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase do. Mac Jones has, in the last calendar year, gone from Alabama, gone through the draft process where he was the fifth best quarterback and maybe a second rounder to being the fifth one taken, 15th overall, unseats Cam Newton, a former MVP, begins the season as the starter, rolls, in one of the more storied places, has the team in a position to go to the playoffs, has to shoulder all that, has to be as efficient as he has been, has to succeed Tom Brady, has to compete against Tom Brady. I mean, a receiver is, even an outstanding otherworldly receiver, never going to compare to shouldering the same load as a good to very good quarterback. And the impact is never going to be the same. That's why, to me, your offensive rookie of the year is and should be almost always by default the quarterback. That's why I voted for Herbert over our very, very brilliant Justin Jefferson last year, who I loved. And that's why I think it should go the same way with Jamar Chase.
There's Najee Harris, too, out there as well.
Yeah,
and,
you're right.
I mean,
can you find a guy? I mean, it was so funny the other night. He had one of those Le'Veon Bell runs.
Yeah,
just pick and then took off.
And the reason why the Steelers have won 4 in a row is because he has come to the fore, and they are centering their offense around him, and it allows Ben to find the guys down the field. You know what I mean? And Roethlisberger is definitely more upright and clean, and so at some point that's going to be the case. But I had Matthew Judon on Monday's show, Tom Curran, and asked him about Mac Jones. And one of the things that I definitely followed up on when he was talking about what's impressive about Mac Jones, he said the spirit that he takes coaching with. And I just found that interesting that a defensive player is noticing that from afar or he's seen it up close. Are they coaching him really hard? Are they getting in his ear hole? Stuff like that?
Ridiculously hard. Yeah. I mean, they were crushing Carolina, even though not on the scoreboard. Carolina had no shot the other day. Could have locked them in the gym all day and they wouldn't have scored a hoop. And he had two, Mac Jones did, in the second half. He had a really sluggish drive where he threw one into the cheerleaders and then overthrew one. It was just sloppy-looking passes. And McDaniels just tore it to him on the bench. And it's just interesting because you don't see that with a lot of rookie quarterbacks because there's a mentality of coddling, bringing him along.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's going to make some. I mean, you get a 4-pick game out of Zach Wilson. It's like, yeah, we'd like to have a few of those back. What? Call it like you see it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.